Actually, it's supposed to be the 1 to 5.
Is it?
But,
I got the right
yeah.
We're back. We are live at the WPBA Masters event at the Soaring Eagles Hotel and Casino in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Pleased to present a really good match. We have Kelly Cavanaugh from Orlando, Florida versus Belinda Calhoun, BCA Hall of Famer, WPBA Hall of Famer. I believe she won the World Championship straight pool in 1986. Defeated yours truly in the finals. And she's been involved in the WPBA for many, many years. And we're happy to see her. My name is Mary Keniston, and I'm here with Pool Action TV. Belinda won the lag, and she will break. The format is 9-ball. 9-ball is not permitted to be, doesn't count if you break it into the lower corner pockets. Anywhere else is fine. They are using the 3-point break rule, which means that 3 balls must go below the head string. Any balls that are pocketed count towards that. This is a loser side round, elimination round match. So each player has 1 loss. The loser will be eliminated from the tournament. We are playing 3 fouls, 3 consecutive fouls by the same player. It's a race to 9 alternate break. Match is on a 30-second shot clock. Each player is allowed 1 extension of 30 seconds per game. And here we go. Okay, that was a legal break. Linda can see the edge of the 1 ball. So she may either play a safety, cross bank it, or push out. Okay, safety allowed. Kelly does have a reasonable shot on the 1, but the 3 is tied up. She may attempt to pocket the ball and draw back below the side pocket and underneath the 3-5. Oh. Well, I think that 1 goes now. No, it does not. So Belinda will play another save. Well, it goes up the corner, but that's a pretty rough shot. I don't think she'll play it. I think she'll hit the right edge of the 1 ball and go down table and try to cover the cue ball behind the 4 and I think the 6. Yeah, 6. That's one possibility. Or she could keep the cue ball down here. That looks like what she's going to do. Send the 1 up table. Try to get the cue ball behind the 9. I don't think she got there. No, she did not. She can either hit this one rail or she can come out of the corner too. She chose to go one rail. I think she'll just play the 3-ball with a low ball and try to bring the cue ball out off the rail, out into the middle of the table for the 4-ball. Very nice. And she'll draw straight back, try to get to the end rail for the 5. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. What a nice stroke. I noticed she didn't have to hit it that hard. A lot of people try to overpower the draw shot. What that does is it kills the action on the cue ball. It's all in the stroke. She may have fallen pretty straight on the ball, so I would think that she's either going to come straight back or if she has enough angle to go to the rail and come out with English. I think she's going to draw it back, I think, to the rail. Okay, I'm pleased to announce that I have an old friend and a veteran of the WPBA Tour in the booth with me. Her name is Dawn Hopkins. Hi, Dawn. It's so good to see you.
Hey, Mary, you too, but no, I'm not.
Well, you're... Hey, we are compared to a lot of these ladies. Yeah, we are the old ones. But anyway, it's so good to see you.
You too.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I run into you.
Once in a while, yeah. I guess that was the last time we saw each other was when I lived in Melbourne, Florida. Yeah, that's where Dawn is from. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that has to be, I left Melbourne, it's at least 5 years ago, maybe a little more.
Oh, where I didn't know you were.
I am on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, and about an hour, 15 minutes east of New Orleans, right on the coast.
I don't think you're filming, are you? Or are you?
Yes, we're...
Go back a little bit.
We're going to take a break. We're trying to get somebody to make a ruling on the match. So stay tuned. Okay, the tournament director has just arrived, and he's going to make a ruling. They're telling him what happened.
See that? I show up and all heck breaks loose.
Yeah. Well, let me reintroduce Dawn. I'm joined in the booth by Dawn Hopkins. an old friend, and she's a veteran of the WPBA tour. When did you start playing with the WPBA? What year? Do you remember?
My first event was the U.S. Open in 1984.
Okay, so it's a ways back.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't playing full time.
Mm-hmm.
I had been playing about a year. Was living in Melbourne, actually, at the time. And so there were 16 players in that event.
That's
back
right.
then.
Yeah, I remember I came in second to Jean. Lost 9-8. Yeah.
I think she was my first match ever on the WPBA.
Well, that's a nice intro.
Yeah, really. And I wasn't really familiar with her because I had just started playing.
Oh, okay, so
so
you didn't know.
I didn't start shaking until somebody actually told me in the middle of the match. But and then I went full time in I think it was 1990.
Okay.
I went full time. So it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a lot of fun.
When did you last play? Because I heard that you came out of retirement to play in this.
Yeah, I took about 4 years off. So I played in Bristol. And came in 16th or 13th through 16th in September, and then this is my my second one back. So I guess they got that one figured out. She came a little bit too far back on
She
that.
sure did.
It's gonna have to play it safe.
Okay, she missed the ball.
She missed it and left her straight in the hole. So I think maybe that whole situation had her a little bit rattled.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The tournament director is still talking to Belinda. Okay.
So Mary, what are you doing these days?
Well, not a whole lot. Basically retired. I do a little commentating here and there for Pool Action TV. And I still have a table in my house, so I do play.
Good.
And
When I saw you, I thought maybe you'd jump into this event.
no, my first event was in 1974.
Yeah.
And I've played in a million of these things, and I don't have the drive or motivation or whatever it is that you need to compete at a high level. And that's one of the reasons I retired, is that I lost that killer instinct.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just you have to have the want to, and I don't have the want to anymore.
Right. Yep. I get that.
Looks like Kelly drew first blood. She'll take the lead 1-0.
I remember, I think the last event I remember you and me playing in, or maybe it wasn't the last, it couldn't have been the last, but do you remember
I bet I do.
the Gordons, Nashville?
all right.
I think it was Nashville. When they had us in this country in Western.
Right, and we did the line dance.
We did a
Boot Scoot Boogie. Every time I hear that song, I remember that.
It's the only line dance I've ever done.
Yeah, me too.
That was a blast. I think
Yeah.
I was like 8 months pregnant at the time, so it had to be like 94.
Yeah, it was either 94 or 95.
Yeah, because my
Yeah.
son was born in March. Oh, maybe it was the beginning of 95 then.
Yeah, in fact, it was in Nashville, and I think it was February, because it was freezing outside, and so it had to be winter.
Yeah, and we had it was a round robin,
Right.
and you beat me out to get in the next round.
Yep, and then I got to the semis, and I just went blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, knocked Vivian out too. She was hot. Anyway.
Yeah, it was torture, like watching those round robin things to see how everybody was
Yes.
going to do, you know,
Right,
because
every game counted.
every game counted. So
Right.
you're already done, and you're waiting for somebody else
Right.
to finish,
And hoping they
depending
don't seven. And, right, yeah, it's crazy.
and that's what happened with you and I.
Yeah, yeah. All right, nothing on the break. Belinda has a semi-tough shot on the one ball. It's a long one. But she's no stranger to these. And she'll just center ball, come up to the table for the two in the side. She did not execute the shot. And she left Kelly fairly straight. I think she can draw back. She can either follow it to the end rail or maybe to the center of the table and shoot the two in the corner, or draw it back to the side rail and shoot the two in the side.
Yeah, I like going to the center of the table because you have more opportunity to do things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the nine's back there. If you draw back too far, it's...
That was okay. She caught a good break there because that was the only interference I could see by going all the way to the end rail. Now she's got a long, tough one, and
won't have an easy one even if she makes this.
Yeah.
Because the three's on the other side of the table.
yeah, I think she should just concentrate on making the ball and just stick, and maybe slide over an inch or so if she can. Yeah, it was a tough shot.
They got a little bit of work. Going from that 2 to the 3 is really the tough part.
Yeah, it's not an easy run out. The 2 to the 3, and then the 4's there, but then you got to get down to the end rail, and the end rail is it's really congested down there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you got to get the right angle to stay there for the 6, and so there's a pretty intricate rack. There's a lot of work to do.
I love the way these tables are playing, though. I mean, you can trust them. You're rolling it. You know, the cloth is consistent. Simonis cloth. You got the diamond tables. They're just, you can slow roll and not worry about them rolling off.
Yeah, back in the old days, you never rolled anything.
No.
You know, you just
You had to
with
hit it
that
with
heavy
speed.
nap cloth and. Okay, she might get away with
Yeah,
this.
she got a little lucky there.
Yes, she did. Now this is a pretty easy kick, but what is going to happen, what could happen, is she's liable to break the balls up.
Yeah, it'd be nice to hit on the lower side of the 3 and then just kind of leave the cue ball,
Down
hit
on
it
the end
slow,
rail, yeah.
and push the 3 up by the 9. Just like
Just-
that.
yep.
A little too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Tough kick.
Yeah.
This is a good angle,
Yes, it
going
is.
from the 3 to the 4. So now, if Belinda can stay in line, everything should be...
Oh, she didn't even shoot it.
Hmm.
Must not have laid as easy. It must have been tougher than it looked.
yeah.
Well, Kelly's got a good opening shot. She can either go one rail and go between the 9 and the 6 and go up table, or she could draw it to the side rail and go 2 rails and out. Main thing is that it's all about getting an angle on the 4 so she can get back down here for the 5. She doesn't want to get straight.
Well, it's not a big angle, but there's a...
She's got enough where she might be able to slide,
punch it down.
punch it down the table.
So when you punch it, you just hit it kind of hard with more of a center ball.
Center ball, yeah.
It's almost like shooting a stop shot, but because you got an angle, it's going to push the cue ball down. Or she could roll it with high right-hand English and come to the other side. And that's what she did.
Oh boy.
Dangerous.
Yeah, that was a dangerous shot.
It's a little bit tough to get that momentum going when you're, they're playing safeties. They've had kind of tough shots,
First match of the day. It's early,
Right,
haven't really been, probably not up real long,
you're right. Those
Your
pool
muscles
players.
loosen. Yeah.
We're on California time.
I used to call them dawn matches.
Dawn matches.
Yeah, I'd have an 11 o'clock match back in the day, and I'd go to Steve, and he'd say, I know, a dawn match. Sorry.
And everybody at home, not me, Dawn, but
Right,
the dawn.
early morning. I used to call it an 11 o'clock round or the 1 o'clock round, a dawn match.
Yeah.
I always played better at night. I was always a night person, hence the nickname Nightmare.
I've always been a 2 to 10 sleeper, 2 in the morning till 10, always, my whole life.
Me too.
So I just tell
I'm
people.
I'm 3 to 12.
See, so
Yeah.
I just tell people I'm really from California by heart because they're 3 hours behind.
Even when I was a little kid, I mean, it was torture to have to get up at 7 in the morning. My father used to throw water on me. I swear to God he did. and I'd lay there at night, and I used to have a flashlight, and I'd read under the covers until 1 or 2 in the morning. I try to make get drowsy, and I just never could fall asleep before 2. And then I'd have to get up in 5 hours, and it was just on Saturday, I would sleep like till 3 in the afternoon just to play catch up.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Okay, she's got a nice, easy layout here.
Yeah, she should be able to get out from here.
It's just that now it comes down to the nerves
Execution.
and the confidence because, again, they haven't really gotten a stroke going. Nobody has really been able to free stroke, and that's what they want to do. They want to get up and have a nice, easy run out.
Right. Main thing here is just get a nice angle on the 8. Don't hook yourself. That's like the cardinal sin when you get down to the end, when you only have a couple of balls on the table.
And this is where I like to just go for the center of the table.
Right.
If you stay in the center of the table here, you're not in any trouble at all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to get perfect.
Might put a little bit of spin on it. Just like that.
See, she's coming too
She's
close
coming
to the
too
9.
far. Now she's going to be jacked up. See, that's...
Yeah, she played a little too deep into the corner, and that when she came around.
So if she would have stopped out in the middle of the table, she would have been able to just cinch the ball and came over by the spot and shoot the 9 on the side.
Isn't it easy to play from
So
here?
I've never missed a ball from up here.
I make a really good railbird.
See, she just made a simple run out tough. Not only does she have to use the bridge, she's shooting with the bridge over a ball. She's got to stop because she's straight in. Now she's going to be tough on the 9.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's actually turned out pretty good. She was straight to the right, the good side.
Wouldn't you like to have shot it in the side, though?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger pocket. Okay.
There she goes.
All right. 2-0, Kelly. So I I see that you are in the midst of a second career.
Oh, my music career.
Yes.
That actually was my first.
Well,
That was before pool.
right.
But I used to. She's talking about music. I'm playing a lot of music these days.
And what type of music? And
All types. I do 3 or 4 different things. I write and perform, my original
With a group?
sometimes.
with a group or solo? Or?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Depends on what the event is that I'm doing.
Mhm. What instruments do you play?
I
Do
play.
you play any instruments?
Yes, I play
Okay.
guitar and bass. I've been playing bass in one of the bands called Me and Bobby D Band,
Mm-hmm.
and we play cover music
Mm-hmm.
around the Jersey Shore.
Right.
So that's a lot of fun. It's just a group of friends. I'd never played bass before. I played guitar, and my friends
Right.
said, "Hey, we need a bass player. We want you to play bass." And I said, "But I don't play bass."
Right.
And they said, "No, you can do it."
Right.
I said, "I don't even own a bass." They said, "But we know you can do it."
Right.
So now we're playing all over the place, and I've got like 100 songs in my repertoire and still learning.
Right. That's great.
And then another fun project is this little, well, he was 6 at the time, Morel Hidalgo. He's a phenomenal guitar player at 6.
Wow.
So I play bass and guitar for him, and we've played at the, did she cross the line? Oh, she made a ball,
She
right?
made a ball, yeah, and she's got 2 down there, so it's a legal break.
Okay. Yeah, so we played at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a couple of times.
You did?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they invited us back to do 2 shows last year. And,
Wow.
we went to Denver Day of Rock and played at this huge rock festival.
Excellent. That has to be fun.
It's a blast. He was on the Harry Connick Jr. show and played with Harry's band, and I was in the audience like a proud mama.
How cool is that?
Yeah. So it's been fun. It's just more of a hobby than anything. But I do like to write.
And also, you still have your finger in the pool world on the amateur level.
Yeah, I decided to invest in something, for my future. And the APA had a franchise available, and they came to me at one of the trade shows and asked me if I would be willing to take over that franchise. And so I did, and it's been great. I've been doing it since 2011, and I've got a lot of nice people in the league. Several of them have helped me to warm up for this event.
The league is in South Jersey?
It's in South Jersey, Monmouth, and Ocean counties. I
Okay.
have 2 counties. I've got about
So
almost
those are
100 teams now.
Primo Shore counties, at least
Yes.
when I lived in Jersey.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a little bit of everything, staying busy.
Yes. I guess I like that. I'm like a multitasker person.
Yeah. Excellent.
It's been fun. And I just can't stay away from this,
It's you keep coming back. All right, Belinda's got a pretty good shot to get back down there for the 3. Good shot.
Yep.
And she can either go forward 2 rails and she'd like to come back to the side of the table she's standing on.
Yeah, to get that 4, that's really the only place for the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a fairly straight shot. She's going to
She
draw
might even have
back.
to draw it. Yeah. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough.
What she did, what I liked there, is she stayed off the rail.
Right.
How hard is it when you get on the rail? It makes it like 50% harder at least.
Even more because you can only really hit with a high ball.
Mhm.
So you're limited to the high ball, cue ball, and you usually have to elevate your cue a little bit because you're on the rail. So that's going to distort the shot.
That's right.
Everything is magnified. Your mistakes are all magnified when you're on the rail. In fact, Buddy, whenever I land on the rail, I remember something that happened 100 years ago. I was practicing with Buddy Hall, and I kept landing on the rail. And so he comes up next to me, and he kind of puts his arm on my shoulder, and he says, and he's got that drawl, and he says to me, honey, he says, and I looked up at him, and he says, you know the difference between a shortstop and a player? And I looked at him, I said, no. He says, shortstops are always on the rail. And every time I land on the rail,
You think about that.
I think about that.
I don't
Thank you,
want to
buddy.
be a shortstop, buddy.
I never forgot that. Every time I land on the rail.
Well,
I remember that.
my learning experience with that was we had a table in the house,
Mm-hmm.
and the room was only 13 feet wide, 13 and
Oh.
a half maybe. So
That's,
if I landed on the rail,
you were in
that was a
trouble.
good shot, Belinda. She banked that ball in. Belinda banks pretty good.
Well, she's from Texas, and they play all games down there. And I would say that I remember the first time I played her, we gambled, was in Austin at the Texas Open. And I kept pushing out to a long rail bank, and she just kept, cutting back and banking at one rail. So anyway, it cured me after the second time she did that, and I wasn't going to leave her that anymore. All right, nice shot.
Well, here's the tester right here, because you got to watch not to draw it in the side pocket,
Mm-hmm.
but then,
Okay, good hit.
yeah, that's a good hit. So she's going to have to do some really interesting thing here, because the 9 is there. So if you just roll the 8 in, you're not going to have a shot on the 9.
No, she's got to go back to the end rail and back down here again.
Yep. And make sure, there's several ways to do it. You could follow it and kind of try to avoid pockets.
Beautiful. That she hit it.
That was perfect. That was a perfect shot.
What a great shot
I
that
would
was.
suggest to anybody at home to set that up and practice it, because if you can do what she just did, you're going to have that does come up quite a bit where you have to go up and down the table.
What a great shot that was. What a great out that was.
It was. Somebody's catching a stroke.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 2-1. And then in this alternate break, you really don't want to fall too far behind because it's so difficult to catch up when you're playing alternate break. And I think she probably hit that with center ball or just a touch below center. And,
because the speed, that's why you need to practice it.
Right.
And pay attention on the cue ball where you're hitting it, because everybody's stroke's a little different.
Right.
And
she hit that as good as anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah. That was exactly what she needed to do.
Yep.
It is a dangerous shot, though, because you can come up and scratch on the one side, so you got to be real careful.
Mm-hmm. We've got Laura Smith on the table to our right, and
I got you.
she's another veteran. I remember when Laurie John, Jean, there was about 10 or 11 of us in the middle 80s that showed up at all the tournaments. There were 10 or 11 of us. We would show up.
Didn't you guys get into a bus or a van or something, or somebody's car?
Sometimes, we used to carpool.
It's like the traveling WPBA.
Oh yeah. Well, when I lived in North Jersey, we would pile into cars. Now, I think that's an illegal break.
Let's see what happens.
Oh no, she didn't make anything anyway.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. But we'd pile into cars and go up to Ciandolli's in New London, Connecticut.
I remember that place. Yep.
Yep. And what a great sight. See, what did I just tell you about these banks? Belinda knows how to bank, and what a beautiful shot that was.
Yeah, she got position.
But she's close to the rail, so her choices are limited. She's shaking her head a little bit because she knows that...
I don't like getting back for the 3. That's the problem.
She's going to shoot this into the side and just try to draw it back, just, maybe a foot. Yeah. She kind of let it get away from her there. Oh, she got fortunate, though.
Well, as long as she doesn't push the 2 close to the pocket, that's the key there.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to look at whether she can carry them into the 7, but I don't know that she's got the right angle. Maybe she does. No. See, I don't like pushing. There you go. That works.
That would have been a decent shot. It would have been a good shot if she could have gotten behind the, was that the 4?
5, I think.
I can't. No, the 5's by the side.
Oh, the 4, you're right.
Yeah, they changed it so you could be able to see the colors, and I can't. The 3, the 5, and the 4 are so close in color to me that... But anyway, she did not leave a... I don't know if she could make this.
We'll see.
I think she's just... Yeah, well, she tried. Actually, it was pretty much a free shot because the 3 is down table.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to see a little safe play here.
She's got to be careful that she doesn't hit it thick because she will scratch.
Well, and there's really, if you hit it thin, the 7's there, so it's a hard place to play a safe. If she could go straight into it, if there's any angle, get by the 5.
Yeah, she might be able to hit it full, but I don't think she can cut it any.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Okay, she got there. Belinda can see an edge, I think, but she does not have a shot. What do you think she's going to do here? You think she'll bank it?
If Belinda can see a piece of it, yeah, to bank it. That's the old one-pocket shot.
Yeah, well, Belinda used to play a lot of one pocket. Belinda's a very good all-around player. She was a good player in all games.
Well, she certainly has the knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
you know, from just years of being around.
Yeah, that's one thing is, you know, you don't forget where you might fall down is your execution. And,
Yeah, definitely.
and you can see that in Belinda's game. You know, she knows what to do, but she's been having some health problems lately, and but she's still here.
Yeah, there aren't
You
many
know,
of us left that started
you
the
know,
tour from the big, you know,
Yeah.
from the classic tour days.
I first saw Belinda in 1979, and it was at the BCA 8-Ball Nationals in Louisville, Kentucky. And Belinda came in with an entourage. She was dressed in bright yellow, so like canary yellow.
Bright yellow.
You know, pantsuit, right? And the
That'll shark you.
She was the most beautiful woman I have ever seen in my life. She had that dark hair and the big eyes, and then she had, I don't know, 7, 8 guys and girls, you know, young people her own age, and she was the star, and she walked in, you know, like Oprah, you know, and they were trailing behind her, and she, you know, the regal, you know, if you know Belinda, you know the air. That
Yeah, well, she was a beauty queen in her.
She probably was.
She
Okay.
There was something in Texas, like
well, she's nicknamed the Texas Belle.
Yeah, I think I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something where you wear those
Tiaras. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, she has that regal air about her, and I just looked at her. I fell in love, you know. I mean, it was like that was the coolest thing, you know. And then I met her a year later. Oh boy, that was a tough shot. Well, Belinda's got a good opportunity to get going here. She needs to get an angle so she can on the 3, so she can get down here for the 4. But anyway, it's good. Like I say, we were talking before about how he pools in your blood, and you know, you just can't stay away. You know?
Yeah, I'm finding I stayed away for 4 years, not because necessarily I wanted to. I had some personal things to take care of, and I missed it. You know.
I do.
So it's like when I went to Bristol. It was like old home week, you know, with the big family.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Oh, watch out.
Well, see that's what's gonna make it so you don't run out. Is you got to stay in line. You have to have control of your cue ball.
Yeah. Well, that was because she didn't get a good angle. She should have been able to just slide right down the right end of the right side of the table. So she can still see it, but it's tough. Okay, she's back in line. And she'll shoot this up the corner and slide over and shoot the 6 in the same pocket.
Yeah, actually, that ended up perfect for her.
She ended up bumping herself into
the
ball in hand position.
Right.
That's it. Nice shot.
I like to make sure that you walk around the table to see, okay, if I had ball in hand on the 7 ball,
where would I want to put it?
How would I want to go to the 8? Because people, you know, these two are straight.
Right.
The 6 and the 7. So you think, all right, I'll just shoot them in. But then you find yourself a little out of position to get to the 8.
On the wrong side of straight.
Yeah.
Right, makes it tough. Yep.
Yeah. Or in this case, she's going to have to use the bridge, though. I would have rolled up. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, she's lefty.
She's lefty, right.
Okay.
Yeah,
so your righty would have
right.
rolled it up a little bit more.
Yeah. No, maybe she did get bad.
Yeah.
See, now I would draw this back for the side. Shoot the 8 in the side. She must have enough. Yep, see?
Mm.
And that's what we were talking about.
She's forcing the angle, but
she got lucky.
That's why I like to really go to the other end of the table, look at the 7 where you really would shoot it from, and then get more perfect on that.
Yeah, I would have rolled up. Being tall, I don't pay that much attention to it. Although I can't reach as far as I used to because I can't stand on my right foot any longer.
Okay.
Really, I wish my left foot was the bad one.
Well, you could switch to lefty.
I can't. I can't even drive with my left hand alone. I'm a terrible lefty at everything. But anyway.
Well, this was a fortunate roll for Belinda.
Yes. She must be able to see an edge, though. Well, maybe not.
She's massaging a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, she's jumping. She's got her jump stick.
Oh, duh. I see, and that's another thing that.
Oh, one
two
more
rails.
rail.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, Belinda getting another chance.
See, on this one, you'd normally want to go around 2 rails, but watch out for the 9 to, running into the 9. You really have to be careful of that.
See, I would play to go to the diamond below the side pocket, right next to where she's standing. That would be my target point.
See, she ran right into that 9.
Yeah.
And,
What happened?
I don't
She
know.
fouled the ball. She fouled the ball.
She fouled it. Well, that was nice of her to be honest about that, because I
Yeah.
didn't see it, and I don't think Kelly saw it either.
We didn't see it. Belinda's always been, that was the way it used to be. We were all on the honor system. I used to have one time a tournament seemed like it would happen, because I was close to the cue ball, and I would just touch it. And, the ball wouldn't move, but I knew it. And I would just stand up, pick up the cue ball, and turn around and hand you the cue ball, and then they all said, what? I said, I fouled.
You got to do that.
Of
That's
course, it's the honor system, You don't want to win by cheating.
No, that's not a win. A
No.
win is not cheating.
That's right. Okay, well, that was a big game. That was a big game for Belinda. She did not get out. She had 2 chances.
Yeah, 2 chances, very good chances.
Yeah.
So I think, again, they just haven't found their stroke yet, their rhythm. There was a lot of safety play going on in that game, and it just tightens you up a little bit, when you're not able to free stroke, I think, for some people.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, though. To me, it's like chess. I love playing chess.
Oh, I
And,
love safety battles. And yeah. I mean, running out is always, good,
But it's really,
but it's
you need to learn to go from one
course.
to the other
Right,
quickly,
yeah.
right? Because it's a different stroke. You're touching
Right.
like it's a
moving
soft
balls
stroke,
around
and
yep. And Belinda was one of the first people in the world to use a glove.
oh yeah,
Yes, I think it was Sir Joseph billiard glove,
I remember that.
and he offered it to all of us women. And I didn't like it because I want my fingertips exposed. And the Sir Joseph glove, in fact, I think, I'm sure she's wearing it. The fingers are not open.
Right.
But anyway, Belinda was one of the first on the women's tour. Actually, first player, I believe, to use a glove. And then Jeanette picked up on us, and it was just so alien. And like I say, I didn't like my fingers enclosed, trapped. I like to feel the bed of the table. And but I do use one now. I moved to Florida, and my stick was so sticky and everything else. And so I started using a glove. And I really like it.
Yeah, I can see in Florida.
Yeah. But I never used one because I lived in Vegas for all those years.
Yeah,
and
it's
there's
too
no
dry.
humidity there. I mean,
If you're a player whose hand sweats a little bit, mine never does.
yeah,
So
don't
I
have
never
that problem
needed.
either. Yeah.
I just keep my I keep like a damp cloth and
Right.
keep my stick just wiped down and my
Right.
hands wiped down. And
Right.
as long as I keep things clean, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But some people have that issue with their hands, or they live in a
Right.
place like you do, and
Right.
it's really a good thing.
Yep. But anyway, lots of players today use a glove. But Belinda was the first one to give it a try, and she loved it. And she used to have them in all different colors to match her outfits.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she still does. I know the one she's wearing matches her blouse today. But anyway, well, Kelly's got a bank shot or a safety.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, beautiful shot.
Yeah,
Very nice.
it was a good choice. If she banked it, the cue ball was going to come down this end of the table, and there's not really any reward for banking it. One rail hits are,
Extremely difficult.
yeah, I'd much rather go 2 rails into a ball. Or, use a little bit of the diamond system. I don't know all the diamond system, but I've learned a few tracks of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can judge, do the parallel system
Right.
to the tracks, and
The lights are so bright outside.
it's very helpful if you just learn a few of the diamond system moves.
But that is a good thing to remember when you play safe. Try to leave the object ball out in the middle of the table, because it's that much tougher. When you have a rail to go to, and when the ball's close to a rail, kicks are so much easier.
They are, yep.
And you also, today with the jump cues, you have to snug them up on the ball, and because otherwise they'll just leap right over it and run out on you.
Well, she's going to have to draw up behind the 3, I think, with the angle. I can't see the angle very good here, but
She looks like she's straight into the wrong side.
yeah, which actually
So she
might
might
not.
be able to follow it. Well, she's drawing. She just doesn't know. You could follow it with 2 rails, come out of the corner, and get behind it. Nice shot.
Not enough
She didn't have
spin.
enough spin. Yeah, spin would have taken her there.
Yeah, you could see on the cue ball. That's the great thing about these measle cue balls. There wasn't any spin on that ball.
No.
But here's a bank. If
Yep.
she can make the bank, she'll have perfect position on the 4.
Mm-hmm.
If she misses it, if she hits it
Her
kind
cue ball will
of,
still be on the end rail.
yeah, it would be there. And then if she makes it at a speed where the ball's kind of in the middle, down by the 5, it's going to make it harder.
She's ducking. And that's a smart shot, too. Because Belinda's already on 1. And we are playing 3 fouls here.
Okay. Yeah, see, Belinda likes using the rails. She
Mhm.
doesn't jump as much. She'll use the rails more.
Mm-hmm. Good hit.
Boy, that was close.
Oh boy, I couldn't see it because she
That's
had to
got
be
to
blocked.
that's got to be half in the pocket.
Yeah, that's deep. One match yesterday, I can't remember who it was, but the first 3 times that they kicked, they were hooked, corner hooked. They ended up, it should have scratched, and they managed to escape.
Wow.
And, there was a corner hook 3 times, once on the side and 2 in the corners in the first 3 games. It was
Jeez.
incredible.
And on these tables, that's not easy. That was a good shot out of the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really soft roll this. If you do, you can.
I
but
like to spin it in slowly and go to the side rail and out. She's probably just going to go 1 rail. No, she's going to do it. See, that's the way I would shoot it.
yeah,
Yeah, and that way she comes into the ball when she hits that
Right.
second rail. You're traveling towards the ball.
And you
she's in good shape now.
and you can hit it with a little more speed that
Right,
way.
right.
Instead
Let
of
the
trying-
spin do the work for you.
Yep.
Yep.
And you're not crossing that line.
Right.
The line.
The position.
You're coming
yeah.
into the shot instead of going across it, so there's more room for error.
Now she'll just roll forward, try to make sure she doesn't get on the rail, stay off the rail.
Yeah, don't be a, what did he call it?
A shortstop.
Shortstop.
If you have to cough or sneeze, this is your button. So just pull it there.
Well, I think it looks like she might have to go into the 8. She could jack up and try to draw the 7 back, but
I think you'd probably just hit it with a little bit below center and just come up 1 rail,
Yeah,
by
she-
the spot.
she's so close though to the
Or you could
rail.
follow it with inside and come out to come out
Yes.
to the center of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the shot.
Why is she not happy about that?
She didn't make it.
Oh, it was so deep I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
that's
it
why
jawed. It jawed.
I don't like jacking up like that
Right.
when on the rail.
Mhm.
She got a little too close to the rail with the cue ball.
Yeah, I prefer to follow that with with spin. So you just hit it gently and then let the spin take you to where the cue ball is.
Yeah.
All right, Belinda's going to kick here. One real kick because she is hooked.
And I don't think she got it.
Oh, boy. Oh, she just missed it. She was playing rail first. No, Kelly's extremely fortunate to get back to the table.
All right, 3 balls here. Kelly, you can do it. It's really decide which way is the better option. She wants to be somewhere on the foot spot with the cue ball, right?
Yeah, at least there or to the right side of the table, you know, from where we are sitting.
But because the 9 is there, you don't want the angle where the cue ball is going to go down the table. So you do have to be kind of spot on with your position.
See, that's what I would do. I would put the cue ball there, and then I would hit it again with the low right, like 5 o'clock, and spin up to the end rail, and then just come down into the zone. Or like that. That's a very good shot, too.
Yeah, that was good position on the 8. Even though they seem simple, 3 balls, they're all together.
Yeah.
It was hard going from the 7 to the 8. If you could get in trouble. It's not hard.
Right.
It just you could get in trouble.
Okay. The game to her total, which brings her to 4. Belinda has 1. Well, this is the point of the match where if you're behind, you have to really bear down if you get opportunities, because from here it just gets, the gap is almost insurmountable.
Well, one thing I do see is
with alternate break.
If the player were running out, break and run out, they are having a lot of chances to get to the table, though. They're going back and forth a lot. So when you have that, you know, of course, you never give up, even if you're 7 games behind, 8 games behind, because when you get a chance to get to the table, if you can stay in control, you can catch up. But every game is important, of course.
But the thing is also is that, and I've watched many matches with alternate break where the person was behind. One specifically comes to mind. It was Karen Kaur. I don't remember who she was playing, but it was, you know, a top player. And it was the finals. And they were racing to 7. And she was behind, 6-1. And she clawed her way back, but now it's the other person's break.
Right.
And the person broke and ran out.
Yeah.
And that's why I am not a fan of alternate break. People like to see people put racks together. I feel that if you win the game, you deserve to break. You don't deserve to break when you lose. And I understand all this, it's the only sport that you don't get a chance and blah, blah, blah. Pool is not like any other sports. Pool is an individual game where you're playing the table. You're not playing your opponent. And it's you have to perform. And,
well, I don't know. I've got mixed feelings on that. I understand what you're saying, but I'm kind of...
especially in short races.
Yeah, I don't really... I like the alternate break because if you don't get a chance, I've seen matches where the person didn't even get a chance and they...
Well, that makes the lag all that more important.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I just, I don't know how many matches that I played where, you know, I was always a slow starter. And I would run 3, 4, and 5 and out. I did it to Robin twice in Seattle. In the finals and the semis, I ran 5 and out both matches. And I could have done that if it was alternate break. I would have lost both of those matches. And it's very difficult to catch up because not only do you have to win on your break, but now you have to hope they make a mistake on theirs, and then you get a shot and you can capitalize on it and win that game.
Yeah.
And so it's the pressure on you is immense once you fall behind. And
That's
I have
the
not
key.
seen.
Don't fall behind.
Yeah,
Now.
but sometimes like with yesterday with Kelly Fisher playing Saming, she had no opportunity. It was 4-0 before she got a legitimate shot and it was a tough one.
Well, what happened on her breaks, though?
She didn't get to see the one, or she could see the one, but the 2 and the 3 was tied up, or something. It was a problem, and she's playing Saming Chen.
Now, Belinda just did something. She tried to kick at that. Did Kelly play a safe? I thought she didn't make a ball in the break. So why didn't she push?
I think.
Maybe she played a safe and we missed it because we're yabbling over
yeah,
here.
I know.
All
I
right.
know.
Sorry, guys at home.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, where's the 3 gonna go here? It doesn't go down in the corner.
It does not go in the corner.
And I don't think it goes in the side, but does it go in this corner to the left?
It might go in this corner. She might be able to.
She's drawing it.
Drawing it. I don't know what she's doing. She might be just going to play it. She might either be able to cut it in the side, or she's going to just shoot it in stick.
Yeah,
Put
play
it
it
right
safe behind the
freezer
6.
on the 6, which is a good shot because Belinda's already on one.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
Yeah, watch. Don't come back out.
Yeah. And again, that would have been much more effective if she could have just cut it slightly and rested it against the 6. Because now Belinda can go pretty much in any direction except at it.
Go 2 rail. Is she
Belinda's
going
gonna
1
go
rail?
1, yeah.
See, I don't like that. I don't
Well,
like.
she hit it, but it's a lot smaller ball.
Oh yeah, 2 rail for sure.
Mm-hmm. But you also have to shoot with what you're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And you should shoot this up in the corner and stay in the same general area. Just hit it with a stop shot and just stay there for the 4. You have a nice angle to get to the 5. That's something that I've seen that a lot of players do, and is hit the ball too hard. When you hit the ball hard, you have to be accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And if she would have hit that ball softer, even though it hit the rail going in, it would have fallen.
Right.
There was no reason to hit it that hard.
Yep.
And you just hit it with a firm stroke, but just a medium stroke. You don't have to hammer it.
Right.
And that's what she did, and that's why it hung.
Yeah. I
I
agree.
You lose accuracy. The harder you hit the ball, you have to be more accurate. Otherwise, you're going to miss.
Yep.
And with the deep shelves on the diamonds, you have to be even more accurate, especially when you're coming into, when you're along the side and shooting into that lot smaller pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the full pocket.
Pocket speed.
Mm-hmm. Belinda fell nice. She'll just shoot the 6 in the corner and then just draw it over to the side rail and shoot the 7 in the side pocket. Just like that, except you have to make the ball.
She shot that pretty quick.
Yeah,
she didn't look comfortable at the table.
She's not feeling well. You can see it because Belinda used to take 5, 6, 7 warm-up strokes. And she's rushing her shots.
Yeah.
She's struggling with her health. But that was a big opportunity she had. And see, that's what we were talking about before. She had a golden opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
She had good position to get to the 7 and to float down for the 8 and the 9. And now she's got to hope that Kelly not only misses, but leaves her a shot.
Well,
I don't like this.
I
She's
don't
on
like
the wrong
this
side.
much at all. The only thing the only saving grace, you can stroke it and try to come around 2 rails, right? But then, like you said, you're
Gotta
hitting
be
it
accurate.
hard and you got to be accurate. Or you can just play it in, and then when you cut the 8, you're going to be running into the 9.
Right.
And if you hit it soft, you'll bump the 8 out. So, 2 different ways.
And then whenever you go into a ball, I mean, you're gambling. Unless
Yes.
you know exactly where it's going to go.
straight pools. That's why I like straight pool.
Yes,
You know,
that's
you
the way
play
you learn,
straight pool,
right. Yep.
and you know how exactly to go into the balls to
Right.
leave yourself a
Exactly. Yep. And that's one of the things that a lot of players today don't start out playing straight pool. A lot of them never heard of it. And with that, I'm glad that I did start playing straight pool, even though I don't play it anymore.
shot. That was a great shot.
She hit that
She
nice.
hit it really good.
But she still, I think, is going to have to rub into that 9. I think she's going to have to hit it with a little bit of inside. Low inside.
Let's see. She might be able to
You
get
might be able
around it.
to. It's hard to see from here.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Yeah.
had a real good angle for it. Very nice. Well, that was a huge game for Belinda. Kelly extends her lead to 5. Her game score to 5. 5-1. But anyway, back to the straight pool. People don't realize what straight pool teaches you, and that's one of the things, because you're constantly having to nudge those balls out, you know. And so you have to know how to go into them and how they're going to react, and you learn how to throw balls and pick balls out of the
Yep.
stack and combinations, and you know,
Yep.
so it's a really good all-around knowledge game.
I think
The only thing you don't really do in straight pool, I think, was probably kick. You know, but even
Right.
so, I mean, you know, the excellent players, you know, they will play kick safes and brush the stack, and you know, I used to watch Irving Crane. I don't know how many times he won the world championship, but he was an old man when I first played in New York in the straight pool tournaments. He was at least in his 70s, and so of course he wasn't playing as well as he did when he was in his prime. But I used to love watching him just go 2 rails and just brush the side of the pack and go back, you know, or just brush the balls and go 2 rails down to the corner, and I mean just feather them over and over and over again. And he out of all the old timers, I used to love watching him play safety because he was awesome.
yeah, he was a really nice guy
And he
too.
was a nice guy. Yeah.
I think personally, I respect more the players who have the all-around game of 8-ball, 9-ball straight pool in one pocket.
Right.
If you play those 4 games, they each teach you something.
Right.
Like you said, with straight pool, all of those things. But in one pocket, it teaches you different strokes, different safeties,
And you
kicks
bank.
and
You learn how
rails
to
and
bank.
banks. And
Right. Yeah.
you know, 8-ball is a beautiful game too because, you know, it's going around the balls, and there's really good things about 8-ball. And I think those 4 games.
Yeah, each one of them has. I had the word and I lost it, but there is something about each game, whether it's the banks in one pocket, and you know, multiple rail banks, you know, 2 and 3 rail banks,
Right.
4 rail banks, in addition to the 1 railers, and playing safe and burying the ball, freezing them to the stack,
Kick safes.
kick safes,
Kick-
right,
Kick to
All
your
of that,
pocket,
right.
and you know, it just
right, and like you say with 8-ball, especially if you play it on a bar table. You really have to, you know, the cardinal sin on a bar table is to hook yourself. I mean, that's what Buddy told me, because I'd never played on him. Buddy says, don't hook yourself.
Right.
Most of the shots they're not hard. So the cardinal sin is don't hook yourself.
right.
And he's right, but when you're playing 8-ball, it's much more difficult because, you know, there's a lot of balls on the table, and you have to move the cue ball around, and the pockets are blocked, and so it teaches you cue ball control in tight areas.
Yes. Yep.
And shot selection, you know, and that's where straight pool comes in, because when you get down to the last few balls, you play for key balls to get you to the break shot. Well, just think of the 8-ball as your break shot,
Right.
and so you work your way backwards.
That's right.
Yeah, and
Yep.
so it's each game feeds on each other
Yeah.
with knowledge.
And you don't have to play a lot of those games. Just, you know, dabble in some
Right.
of it just to get the experience.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, but a lot of players, come up just playing 9-ball or 10-ball.
yeah, that's
and,
dangerous.
Yeah,
You just don't get the
Oh,
knowledge.
she might make this. Oh boy, if she would have hit that rail a little bit sooner, she would have made it. But meanwhile, she got lucky.
Yeah.
She made a good kick and got a good result. Belinda may be able to see the left edge of the ball.
Looks like Laura's in a close match next to there. 5-3.
I can't tell because the glare.
She's my roomie today,
Oh, yeah?
this tournament, so I have to.
Yeah, they're not putting the scoreboard on the back so we can see. It should be a simple kick.
She hits it nice and full. She can send the 3 down towards the corner.
See, now this is where that the London Bridge comes in. It's a great bridge for on the rail, or you can play close to the rail.
Oh,
with it.
okay.
Yeah. Whereas that one, it slides. She slid. She hit the ball, but the bridge slid when she stroked.
Yep.
Because it's rounded on both sides. It's not stable. And being a lefty, she could not reach that. Well, I think Belinda can see that. If she can see the left edge of the ball, she can make it, and it's a good shot to get started with, because if she hits it gently, she'll come back for the 4.
Now, what if she can't see it? Oh, she's got down like she's.
Yeah. She's going to
She's
hit
just-
gently and just, ooh, don't hook
No.
yourself.
Mm-mm.
And I think she hooked herself because she didn't hit it clean. If she would have, oh, look at this, she might get a roll. No, that's too bad.
Okay, so here we are. Balls are all out in the open. I say you get the cue ball up again to the center of just right in between the 2 side pockets, somewhere in the center of the table. However you think you can get it up there. And then everything is kind of wide open. This is probably the hardest shot. That was not.
Yeah.
I think she got lucky,
Yes, she did.
but it is not. I wouldn't have played it that way.
I would have tried to go between the 7 and the 9.
Me too.
Whether you had to go rail first, or
Yes,
or
exactly.
with inside and
Right.
spin out or something. But
Players, like you said, have to do what they're comfortable with.
right, and what they know. And that's one of the things that I think is really hurtful to the ladies coming up, and the guys, is that they don't have a good solid tour with multiple events a year, to play in. And that's, you learn how to compete, you learn how to win, you can watch your opponents and learn from them, and sit in the stands and watch matches. That's how I learned how to play, was watching the guys play. And once I knew a little bit about the cue ball, I could tell how they hit the cue ball, what English they were using and this and that. And that's how I learned to play, just watching. And then I would get on the table and do it.
Yep.
And I think it's really sad that the players of today don't have, especially the women.
Right.
We used to have a dozen Classic Tour events, in addition to the World Championships, the McDermott Masters, the U.S. Open, all of those. We had about
20
16 to 20
Yeah.
events a year, in
With the-
addition to the little ones.
With the Gordon's
the
events.
Gordon's
and
events, yeah. And so we were constantly playing.
boy, we were in stroke in those days.
Of course, you had to be. You had no excuse not to be in stroke.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still hopeful that it'll come back, and we've got a good board who's working on some events, and we're hoping for. They said that they're pretty confident that they're going to have at least 4 events this year.
That's great, because in the past few years there's only been 1 or 2. a year.
It's
Big ones.
Yeah, it's been hard.
Yeah.
The economy really
Economy
hit us
and-
hard
yeah.
between that and poker on ESPN, and
Yep.
it's. But the love of the game is always there.
Never
So if
dies.
the love of the game is there, then eventually, when the economy comes back, or we start to get the ball rolling a little bit more, I think we'll see those days again. I may be too old to play by then, but
Oh yeah, I'm well past it. But just talking to Shane Van Boning, he's a young guy. He told me, he said he would have loved to have come up the way Earl did. To be able to play with and learn from, and with all those great players. People don't realize that he's mainly self-taught. Oh, his grandfather was a decent player, pretty good player. Shane's better now
Right.
than his grandfather was, but his grandfather taught him how to play.
well, one great vehicle that they do have now that we didn't have is YouTube
Right.
and
all
things
the
like
instructional
this.
videos.
Pool-
And yeah, in the old days, nobody tell you anything.
Yeah, pool action TV.
Right. Yeah.
Where we didn't have that.
Right.
Where we could just go at any moment,
Right. Just pick out a match.
pick out a match and watch it.
Yep.
So that actually,
Yeah, it's a great thing. Sometimes on the weekends, I've got 3 monitors. I got my laptop, and I got 2 monitors, and I got my smart TV, and I got four matches on
oh jeez.
the different screens, and
I think
so
I
I always have a good match to watch.
I think I must have ADD because I can never sit and watch a match. Even my own matches, that were televised, I couldn't sit and watch.
Well, I mean, I don't just sit there and watch them. I mean, I do other things. I'm starting to scan my pictures. I'm getting to that box of pictures, by the way, that you sent me years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I have so many pictures, and I just, in the last couple of years, my mom got real sick,
Sorry about
so
that.
I had to. Thank you. I had to, bear down, take care of her. So I kind of let the pictures slide, and then I just got away from it, and.
Do the
then-
people at home know what we're talking about? Do they?
Oh, I assume everybody does. I'm on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, get on there. Send me a friend request and go to my photo albums. I'm working on number 52. It's all pool players, old and new. And I have 200 photos in each album, and I have I'm almost done with the album I'm doing. So there's 52 times 200. That's over 10,000 photos. And I probably have 30,000 photos that I have yet to scan and try to ID. And, it's a lot of detective work. I'm looking at the carpets and the drapes.
Yeah, like
and,
who is this
right,
and where
yeah,
is
and,
it?
yeah.
Does anybody know? I saw
Right.
that message
Right,
on you
yeah,
one day.
Yeah. And so anyway, I'm just started to get back into that. I post 5 new ones every day, when I'm home. And send me a friend request. And as long as you're nice to me, I won't throw you off. I love to see people comment on the photos and get.
Can we take all the ones with my short curly hair out? That's all I want. I saw one that you put. I showed Laura actually yesterday. It was in, where were we? San Francisco.
Okay.
At Sue Bachman's place.
Okay, chalkers.
Chalkers,
Yeah.
and she was in the picture, and it was the pro-am. There was like a group of girls with a group of guys that were, it was a pro-am.
Right. Okay.
And, oh my God, Laura went, Dawn, where are you? You're not in here. And I'm like, that's
Yeah,
me. I was like, oh God.
Yeah, well, we all, a lot of us had the 80s hair.
Oh,
And I
jeez.
look back and I say, how could I even think that looked good? And, but it is what it is. But people get a kick out of seeing us old timers when they were young.
Yeah. And I do too, because it's good memories.
And that's how I remember people. About how that's how I remember people. But anyway, so go on Facebook, send a friend request, and
Nice shot, Belinda.
check out my pics. But anyway, I have like 30,000. I have to. I got boxes of photos.
Man.
I just have to go through.
Well,
but
thank you for doing that, because it's an archive. It's an archive for us.
Pool is one sport that has no records. And I tried to. I've got massive numbers of pages of tournament records, and I just limited it to the top 4 in each event. And but I mean, it's just unbelievable. I couldn't keep up. You know.
That was a beautiful shot. She's shot 2 shots now. That was actually too good. Too good of a stroke there. Because she's stuck
Can she
behind
see
the
that
9.
5?
I don't think she can see it to make it. She can see it to play safe, probably.
What do you think? I love how you lean.
Yeah,
We're
like it's
looking
going
at
to make a
TV
difference.
screens. Yeah, we lean to see.
Maybe she could
She
spin
might
it
be
in.
able to spin it in, go to the side rail under the 8 and come out probably about where the cue ball is now would be perfect. No, she's going to have to use the bridge, so that makes it tougher. And she also can just stick it, you know, and send the 5 up table.
See, I don't like how she's holding the bridge up. Like, you see that?
Yeah. Well, she's over the ball. She can't lay it
No,
down.
you can change the
Yeah, there you
angle
go.
of the bridge
Yeah.
and put it down. Put your hand on it. Like, if you keep the bridge up, then it's going to move around.
Yeah.
You need to put the bridge down. It'll you can change the angle of the bridge and still have the same shot.
We have to be take it easy on Belinda because she looks like she's really struggling.
See, I still have a lot of respect for her game.
Oh,
so.
absolutely. She knows what to do. She just is having trouble today.
Now here, if she can spin the cue ball over by the 7, I look for walls.
Right.
So if she thinks she can make it, then great. But if not, spin the cue ball over by the 7 and the 6. No,
She's
no harm.
She's coming up on her shot on these last few
They're
shots.
poking.
Even though she's got a big lead, she's coming up on it. And
Yeah, and the
now
poke.
see here, Belinda's got a good chance to tuck her right underneath those 2 balls, just like you were saying.
Yeah, didn't get it, but
No,
look for walls in.
to hide behind.
Sometimes you have to walk around the table too, because you won't see a wall until you walk to a certain angle, and even though they might not be together, but they might be making a nice little area there. It gives you a big space.
Right. That was a tough shot here. But, again, just cinch it. And then with a center ball, and she'll bounce into the rail and come back to the center of the table. So,
Yeah, I think she's worried about going too far and getting by the 8, behind the 8. So
well, that's why I say if you just hit it with a medium stroke, you won't have enough power to get over to the other side.
Right.
You know, I would just try to get to the middle of the table. So just concentrate on making those balls, making that ball. Because the cue ball naturally is going to go, see? She came up again on that shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to sit here and see what's causing problems, with the players. And, because you can't always see yourself. You don't know, when you're struggling. You can't see yourself. You don't know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, it's not easy to get yourself out of this, but how do you get... there are some tools of doing that. I like to sit and... Like, if I feel like I'm not getting a stroke, and that's kind of... When I get to the table, I'm too tight, then I might sit and actually visualize me shooting a nice, easy shot where I feel like I'm in stroke. So even though it's in my mind, your mind doesn't really know the difference, right? Whether it's real or not real. So you could conceivably get yourself in a stroke just by sitting in the chair.
Now she's going to hit this with a little bit low ball. Oh, see, she had a stretching. She's got to be disgusted.
I was listening to a pro golfer, and she was saying that. She was saying sometimes they can't get out on the golf course to practice. So she would sit in her hotel room and just look at, just kind of meditate a little bit and play a round of golf.
In her mind.
And
Picture herself playing.
Yeah.
Like watching herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can do that as you're sitting in the chair, too, in little spurts. What do you do when you're in the middle of a match and you're really struggling? Good hit.
Breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Breathing exercises, to calm myself down. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. But breathing they call it choking because you're actually choking your oxygen.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. And then release it slowly.
Right.
And you can feel your body relax.
Yeah.
And Laurie John does that. If you notice Laurie John when she'll sit very straight, and she just breathes in through, and I can't breathe in through my nose because I'm always congested, but she does. That's the best way to breathe in through your nose, deep as you can, and then just let it out. And let it out slow, like a balloon.
Yeah.
And then just you could feel yourself relaxing, and 4 or 5 of those, and
Yep.
Laurie John's very good at it.
But I read this book called The Science of Breath.
Mm-hmm.
And the science of that
Good
is
hit.
that you're, by not, like when you get nervous, you stop breathing, or you
Right.
shallow breathe, right? So what you're doing is you're choking off the oxygen into the
right.
bloodstream, and
Which
that
affects your muscles.
which goes
right.
into your nerves,
Mhm.
right?
And your muscles.
Yep.
Yep. That's like they always say, take a deep breath. I mean, it's a colloquialism, but
She came a little too far, but she's okay. See, she's a little bugged by that, but she needs to let that go because it's very easy to just kind of roll it down and come back for the
right.
nubbing.
And that's the thing too that I do a little bit of teaching, and you tell your students that if you make a mistake, instead of stewing about it and I screwed this up, or I went too far, I didn't go far enough, pretend that your opponent did that, and that's your shot, that they left you there. Uh-oh. Well, she came out okay.
Yeah, she could still make it.
She's
So
got to watch the hit. But she's pretty much straight in, or close to it. But anyway, pretend your opponent left you there. Take a walk around the table, and then just pretend you're coming to the table fresh, that your opponent just left you there, and make a plan.
Right.
And another thing is when you come with a very difficult shot, and then how often do you see the player miss the easy one that follows it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
What you do is take another lap. After you make a great shot, you're excited.
Right.
And but you got to walk around the table, a couple of times, to whatever it takes, once, twice, 3 times, and then get down and finish the job.
Right.
And it's amazing how many really good players you see will come with that great shot and then miss, a very simple one right after it, and then they get mad.
She's waiting for the tournament director because the cue ball is close
Right,
to
they're
the
calling somebody to
9,
watch the
so
hit.
they want to make sure she doesn't double hit it. I don't think she's going to. She's got to shoot off a little bit to the
she's
left of it anyways, but
yeah.
it's good to call them over.
Yeah, that way there's no question.
Mm-hmm. And we don't have to rewind, which we can't do.
I forgot to ask Ray how to do it. You guys got to bear with me because I'm kind of a rookie here. Let's see if we can get it.
Jack,
It looks like she's pointed towards the diamond where the chalk is, and so she's got a slight angle.
there's no tournament director close by, so
Yes.
that's what she's waiting for. Oh, here he comes.
Okay.
We need a button
Yeah.
at each table.
Call button. Yeah.
Call button.
Okay. Very good. Send your lead to 6. Six to 1.
Jack Nicklaus said, "Don't judge your shots, good or bad. That way you don't have, if you shoot a terrific shot, you don't have the expectation to do a terrific shot the next time. You just judge it good or bad.
Right.
Try to just,
Stay neutral.
it's just a shot."
Right.
and what's the next shot.
Congratulations to Laura
You know,
Smith,
everybody's-
who defeated Janine Lee Gardner on table 6. Round of applause for Janine Lee Gardner, who was eliminated from
Laura
the
won. My roomie won.
Laura
Yay!
Smith.
She's taking me to dinner. I said, you're taking me to dinner because you won your match. Well, I think I'm going to
Okay, yeah, I got your button off.
say goodbye to me on air.
Yes, yeah. Laura Smith just won her match, and she just informed Dawn, her roommate, that she's starving. So Dawn is going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining me.
Well,
in the
thank you
booth,
for
and,
having me. It's been
it's great to
fun
see you.
reminiscing.
Good to see you.
You too, and thank everybody at home. Thank you to all of you for listening, and thanks for supporting Pool. We need your support out there too.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dawn. Appreciate
You're welcome.
it. Okay. Thank you so much.
I'll be back. I'll be back someday.
Okay. Someday. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. That was good to see her. We go back quite a ways to early 80s. Okay, there's an example of just leave a long shot. Sometimes a long shot is tough, especially when the next ball is down the end rail. Distance can sometimes be your friend. Oh, what a great shot. But, like I say, it's too tough to get back. I think she might be able to see just a little edge, little left edge. But I think the shot is to kick underneath it with a little top right and just kick it, just like that, kick it in. And again, distance is her friend. And the next ball is back towards the, it's in front of the side pocket, so she has to come backwards. Or the cue ball has to travel. Whether she goes forward or not, it has to go behind, okay? Right now she can shoot it in the corner, and she can either hit it a little bit above center and force it over to the left and shoot the 4 in the same pocket, or she might be able to, I don't think she can follow it. I think she'd run into it if she followed it. I'm looking at it from a different angle. I think she has to just stun it over. She's coming up on her shot. She's not finishing her stroke, and that's why she's drawing. She's jawing a lot of the balls that she's shooting at. Belinda's got a beautiful opportunity to get started here. The balls are all open nice. Go well first. Easy, easy. Okay. All right, she's still okay. She's still okay. She's going to have to hit this soft. Go to the side rail, and I don't think she can hold it for the side to shoot it in the side. I think she has to shoot it in the other corner down there. She also might play safe. She might not have might have too sharp an angle. Yeah, she played safe. She's got to get behind that 6. Okay. Not sure if she was banking it or playing safe, but she did cover behind the 6. Kelly's looking to see if she can kick it from the end rail. I don't know, maybe she can masse around the 6. That's what she's going to do. Oh, she hit it and scratched. Okay, another opportunity for Belinda, ball in hand. The way I would play this is I would go, set it up like she did, and go into the rail and spin out and play the 6 in the side. That was her intention. She hit it too hard. She's rushing her shots. Belinda used to stroke 5-6 times. She's one stroke and she's hurting today. So we have to cut her some slack. Well, again, this is a good opportunity for Kelly. And I would try to bring my cue ball back towards the center of the table. There you go. Beautiful. And bounce off the end rail. And see, now she's in good, perfect position to shoot the 6 in the side and come down table for the 7. Okay, good shot. She could have also drawn that to the side rail and dropped down and gotten straighter. But I think she's okay here. It's nice and easy. Just pocket the ball, come back up to where her hand is. Okay, she chose to go around and miss the ball. And again, she rushed the shot. She's not finishing her stroke. And now, I wonder if Belinda will cut this in or she'll bank it one rail. All right, she's cutting, I think. All right, shoot this. If you're going to shoot it up into the corner pocket, lower right-hand corner pocket. And just a touch above center. And you want to come out to the other side of the table and shoot the 8 in the same pocket. Or she can play safe. She hit that one very nice. And see, she stayed down on it, but she scratched. That's the way she needed to hit the balls, though. She stayed down on it, and you saw how straight and true the ball went. Side and 9 in the opposite corner, and that should put her on the board with another game, bringing the score to 6-2.
I was looking at that going, I'm pretty sure it's going to scratch the side. I tried to play the speed, which is like impossible to hold the ball on these two.
I think both players are frustrated with their performance today. Both of them have had multiple opportunities each game to win each and every game. It's got to be frustrating. Our next match is going to be a good one. I think there might be at least 15 world titles between the two players. We have Laurie John Hassan versus Allison Fisher. And they have both played each other multiple times. I used to take Laurie John to the tournaments with me when she was an 11, 12 years old. So we go back many, many years. Watch that cue ball. She lost the cue ball. She nearly scratched. She made a ball.
Congratulations.
And again
to
here,
Kathy
just
Metzinger,
concentrate on making the
defeating
ball.
Kathy Shumper on table number 3.
Main thing is just pocketing the
A round
ball.
of applause for Kathy Shumper.
Take what the table gives you.
Competition.
Medium speed, just like that. See, she stayed down on that nicely and was rewarded with not only pocketing the ball, but getting a nice angle on the 2. And the 4 is laying on the right side rail, and so she'll shoot it probably down here into the lower right. And she's got, she'll go 2 rails underneath it. Well, I'm not sure what she's doing here. Okay, she's playing it the other way.
Check 1. Janet at Wilson, director's desk.
See, now she's in a little bit of trouble. She's pretty flat on the ball. She has to hit with a high ball because she's on the rail. And she's got to be careful that she doesn't hook herself behind the 7. Hit it gently. Yeah, I think she would have been better off if she would have played the way I said originally. But she was rewarded, even though she missed, she was rewarded with a good roll. This is a relatively simple kick for Belinda. I think she'll do fine. Okay, she got a good roll out of it. Escaped the scratch. This is an elimination round, so the loser of this match will be eliminated. She'll hit the right edge of this ball, just like that. Just try to bring the cue ball up table. Okay, she got a good roll there.
Patrick Peters, scores desk.
I think what I would try to do here is I would just try to hit the quarter ball of the, quarter of the 4 ball and try to hide behind the 9. And good way to judge your speed on these is count the diamonds. And she hit a little bit harder, leaving Kelly a combination. But anyway, to judge your speed, the general rule of thumb is for every inch of follow through, you travel a diamond. And with a rolling cue ball. So just calculate, just lay it up the diamonds. One like here.
Congratulations to Ashley Rice.
Well, this isn't a good
defeating
shot
June Myers
for
on
this
table number 1.
because she just wants to make sure she gets a
Nice
shot on
round
the
of
4.
applause
So
for June Myers,
I'll hold off a
who's now
minute.
eliminated from the
Tell you guys
competition.
how to calculate it. It's pretty simple. Okay. That's really important when you shoot a combination, is to try to predict where that after you pocket the ball, where the ball, the first ball is going to go.
Players for the 2 o'clock
Okay,
shift
here's a
now
perfect
rolling
example.
there. You can make your
All
way
right.
to the tables. We'll
The
be doing the introduction
next ball
shortly
after the
with
4 is
this
the
meeting
5.
to
The 5 is down table. So you're going to hit this with a rolling cue ball. So you would just count how many diamonds you want to go. I would like to bring my cue ball up to maybe the middle of the table or a diamond pass. So that would be 1, 2, 3 diamonds. Now when you use English, when you spin like she did, you have to cut your speed in half. So on that shot, it would just be a small follow through. You know, 1.5 inch or 2 inch follow through, and you're not stroking through the ball. You're just kind of pushing gently at it. I'll give you another example when it comes up. Okay, let me see if I can look at the side and see if she has any kind of an angle. Okay, she's almost straight in, but she is aiming. It's favoring the right-hand side of the pocket. So let's see if she's going to follow it. Okay, she's gonna probably just cinch it. Try to draw it back a little bit. Okay. Okay, here's a good example. No, she's still fairly straight, but she's going to have to get back down table. So, you would count from the object ball. You would count. Just go along the rail. You want to go 1 diamond. It's 2 diamonds to the side pocket, then it's 3 diamonds to 3 or 4 diamonds to where you want to be. All right, she just cinched it. She must have been straight in. I'll tell you where it's really effective, and it's a very simple example. It's when you lag for the break. You put your cue ball on the head string, so it's 6 diamonds to the end rail and 8 back. So that's a very long follow-through, 14 inches. So what I do is I bridge at 14 or 15, and then when I bring my cue back, I go out the 14 inches. And it's incredible how accurate it can be.
All right.
And the first thing you should do when you get on a new table, if you're playing in a tournament, is set that leg up and test it. And you'll find that the inch per follow through on a rolling cue ball, inch per diamond,
This is the President's Award
is deadly accurate. And if you spin the ball, cut the figure in half. So if you need to go 5 diamonds, but you're going to spin the ball, then go 2.5.
28, 2019. You might be off a day, but Janet, with all her efforts,
She's got a fairly simple shot on the side. I think she'll make it.
Put on a great event for us in Bristol. Has won the
And she
President's
advances
Award
to 7. 7 to 2.
And hurry comes Patrick too, so everybody can get some photos. And how about a round of applause for Janet Atwell? All right, announcements now. Thanks you, everybody.
All right, players, you should be at your tables, with the exception of table 5, obviously. So let's get to our announcements here. Fans, don't be afraid to make a little noise for your favorite players out there. We don't mind livening it up a little bit in this place. So let's get to the introductions. On table number 1, sponsored by Hyperactive Gaming. Apparently the best violin player in the entire tourney here. Give it up for number 27, Bonnie the Face Arnold. There she is, a little late from the practice table. Good work. Her opponent, former WPBA Masters champ, currently number 6 in the WPBA from South Korea, Ga Young Kim. On table number 2, sponsored by Formosa Plastic Group, from Taipei, currently ranked number 19 Give it up for Wei Su Chen. And her opponent, sponsored by Straight Shooter Gear from Orlando, Florida, currently number 14. Round of applause for Jessica Barnes. On table number 3, sponsored by High Rock and Enki Incorporated. A former World Junior Champion, give it up for Christina Tkach. And her opponent,
Okay,
sponsored
Kelly's
by
pushing out,
Point Solutions. A multiple WPBA
made a ball in the break and
champion
had no shot, so she's
multiple
pushing out.
WPBA championships, currently number 3 in the WPBA. Give it up for
Belinda's
the
refused the
assassin,
shot.
Monica Webb. On table number 4, sponsored by Soaring Eagle Casino, right here. A local product living just down the road. The party's at her house afterwards, I've been told. A Michigan BCA champion, give it up for Amy Schmidt. Her opponent is sponsored by Viking Q's and Team Straight Pool Eye.
That was a great shot.
WPBA Q Sport
Great
Tour
shot.
champion. Give it up for the gun, Kaylin Wyckoff. And down on table number 6, sponsored by The Hidden Spot and Think Green Industries, a former WPBA Rookie of the Year, Joanne Ashton. And her opponent, sponsored by Amsterdam Billiard Club, also a former Rookie of the Year, number 11 ranked. Give it up for the Billiard Bombshell, Emily Duddy. Let's play some pool, fans. Ladies, it's time to rack 'em up.
I wonder if that 4 passes the 7. Let me look at the side and see. Nope, does not. Doesn't appear to, anyway. Let's try to cut it inside. Okay, here's an opportunity for Belinda. Just pocket the ball and try to get your cue ball out to the center of the table. Give yourself an angle to get back down there for the 6. Okay, here, you know, I think you just cinch it, maybe try to draw it back a little bit, but, you know, you're just going to have to accept what the table gives you.